got our boy Metal Rildo. Metal Rildo came out a very, very long time ago, March 28th of 2016, just after the 1-year anniversary. Now here we are on April 28th of 2021, over 5 years later. Our boy has finally gotten a Dokkan Awakening, one that a lot of us have wanted for a while now. Now this Rildo is really, really good. He's a support type unit for the new GT bosses category. He stacks attack, he lowers enemy attack, he's got a great link set. You know, he's on a couple of category teams that needs him. This is a really good Dokkan Awakening. So I'm going to go ahead and max this guy's links out, and we will see how good he is with his 5-year in the making Dokkan Awakening. Alright, so we're starting out on the Transformation Boost / Terrifying Conqueror team, right? The one sort of weakness for our boy Metal Rildo right here, we of course are rocking him, you know, full level 10 links and all that. The one weakness for him really is his distinct lack of category teams. I mean, the good news is that Artificial Lifeform and Terrifying Conquerors both are quite good, and they are just continually improving as Dokkan is releasing, you know, better and better villain units. Obviously, GT Boss is his actual intended landing spot as of right now, but the category is just so limited. I mean, we did get the LR Sin, Shenron, and Shadow Dragons that came out, but, you know, they're a Battlefield LR. You can only get one copy of them. I don't even have enough currency to grab them from this Battlefield right here. There's no, like, actual GT Boss leader yet. So Rildo is a unit, like, he's really good now, but I think, like, a year from now, he'll probably be much better, right? When GT Bosses is going to get, like, better versions of Omega Shenron and a lot of these characters, that's where Rildo, I think, is really going to start to look a lot better. Rildo, of course, has a really good link set. He works well with, like, you know, this sort of, like, Bojack, Turles, you know, cooler type characters, right? Because Rildo's link set is Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis, GT, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. So really, really strong in terms of his link set. Now, before people are immediately filling up the comments, what I like to do with these showcases is show a variety of situations, right? Now, Rildo has a lot of extra stuff he gets specifically against GT hero category enemies, right? Rildo gets another 60% attack and defense, super effective against all types, and a high chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns against a GT hero category enemy. But I sort of want to, like, you know, get a run in where we're not going up against a GT hero enemy, and then also do a run where we are going against a GT hero category enemy, right? Because that's not... There's restrictions, like what Cooler has, Pure and Hybrid Saiyan is half of the game, right? And then there's restrictions like what Rildo has, where GT hero is a pretty uncommon enemy, I feel like, right? Aside from the new, like, GT Legendary Goku event, but you guys get what I'm saying. Alright, enough babbling away by me. So he's at 171k defense. Rildo does have one of the stronger super attack effects in the game, honestly. He greatly raises defense for 1 turn, which is 50% defense. So, I mean, he's going to be over 250k defense after this super attack right here. He stacks attack permanently, and he lowers enemy attack. That's a lot. He's doing a lot, right? Then Rildo, I do like the way they designed his passive here. He gets 120% defense at the start of turn, but then he gets 120% attack on super attack. That is always very, very good when these characters get that, right? The buff on super attack. I kind of want to let, yeah, we're going to do a double Cooler rotation in a second here, because, so we're going up against this fight right here. This Gohan dodges every single attack, no matter what. So what we can do going up against this Gohan, who always dodges, is, you know, we'll have Cooler with his 50% Terrifying Conqueror category support type buff. So we could have a rotation of double Cooler and Rildo. That should show us a good deal of what Rildo is capable of doing in a situation where, you know, there's 2 enemies, he's able to get that support type buff, and, you know, we're not fighting a GT hero category enemy. So with the AGL Metal Rildo, this is basically the only other competitive RILLDO in the game. I do think RILLDO is a character that could get a Dokkan Fest exclusive, by the way. Especially if he's going to have big bad bosses, that would bode highly well for him. So it looks like the RILLDOs share GT and Thirst for Conquest. Wow, that's really all they have, huh? Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this rotation. So we have everything active except for Fear and Faith and Nightmare. Nightmare is, you know, a solid attack link of 15%, but Fear and Faith is just only key and then lowering enemy defense, but that doesn't help this RILLDO out in any way. Oh, wow, okay. Again, remember, he gets 50% of that defense added on super attack, right? So he's going to be well over 300k defense. I mean, he's good. We all knew that, though, right? Like, this Metal RILLDO is a very powerful unit. He is definitely capable of doing a lot, right? And, like, I haven't even really talked about his GT bosses category support type buff yet, where he gives GT bosses 2 key and 40% defense. Now, that is really good. I don't want to be too negative about it, but I feel like in 2021, we don't need to sort of do, like, those half-ass support type buffs. I think RILLDO could have just been 3 key, 40% attack and defense to GT bosses, and it doesn't then... Oh my god, he's so OP now. Like, he's already super good, right? That just would have been a little bit better for him to make him a little bit more solid. I think that would have been better off than, you know, like, not giving an attack buff and stuff like that, because it's like, here's the thing. The GT boss category did really need that too, right? Like the GT bosses category actually wants more units like that, right? Like, that's why that LR Shadow Dragons is going to be so good and so important for that GT bosses team, is because, you know, the team is so limited, they are going to need that extra sort of support type help, right? So it is going to be good to see more units come out like that. It'll allow you to build a more cohesive team. And then, of course, the thing about GT bosses, I guess, to also count on is the fact that no matter what, all of those units are going to have a common key link, the GT key link. That's one of the things I really, really like about, like, sort of like these GT teams, and why back in the day I sort of would tell people, like, nah, we don't need, like, relax, we do not need a you know, GT category. But it's like having just GT as a link, like a universal link that's 2 key, 10% attack and defense that the whole team is sharing, is really good. All right, so here's RILLDO. 237k defense. Again, we have these, you know, 4 links active right here. Let's go ahead and see how much damage our boy RILLDO will do right here. And then I think we'll probably go ahead and move on to our next team. We'll go to Artificial Lifeform after this. And we'll sort of see the numbers that RILLDO's putting up. But again, RILLDO is very good. I mean, obviously, as you guys can see, this is definitely a very solid unit, especially considering he 3.47. Wow. That's high right there. But RILLDO is very good, especially considering that this bad boy came out, I mean, like right around 1 year anniversary time. Like, his SSR is basically like practically a 1 year anniversary card. And like, this guy is now this good. This is why, like, Easy A's and these older Dokkan Awakenings are just, like, so good for the game, because if you are, like, a long-time player, if you've been around for a while, you are definitely going to have these guys, right, for sure. So that's going to be super, super good. All right, so let's just go. I'm going to do this rotation. Then next turn, we can sort of have RILLDO rock with Janemba. RILLDO and Janemba link up very, very well. Again, this is another example of why Int and STR Easy A Janembas are just so crazy. Like, you know, on top of their crazy defense, their reasonable damage, but then also having these, like, crazy monster link sets, right? So this is going to be super good to see. You know, RILLDO and Janemba are going to work very well on, like, you know, I mean, the only thing is, if you're doing a category like, yeah, because it's too, like, should Janemba be an Artificial Lifeform? I don't know. I feel like they should have put Janemba on Artificial Lifeform. That would have helped as well. But unfortunately, the only way we can get Janemba and RILLDO together is on Cooler's team, right? Because they don't actually share a category together. But, like, see, we have all these. We have all of those links active right there. So we're going to have everything active on this rotation, except for GT and Thirst for Conquest. But guess what? We can do this. We have everything active except for GT. So this is a very powerful rotation right here. Let's just go ahead and have Cooler go first and do this. And let's see what the numbers our boy Metal RILLDO will do. So far, he's looking very impressive, right? Like, you don't even have to fight a GT Heroes unit. and you don't even have to be running like a full GT Bosses team or anything like that in order for this RILLDO to be good. He's got these extra little abilities, but he is just a very solid banner unit, right? Because RILLDO is not a Dokkan Fest. He's not an LR, right? This is just a banner unit from 5 years ago. Now, he is under 2 million right here, so, I mean, that obviously is a lot less. But this is a rotation without support, right? RILLDO did not get any support whatsoever on this rotation, because remember, RILLDO's not on Transformation Boost, even though he probably should be. That's another argument. Should RILLDO be on Transformation Boost? Maybe. I mean, he uses a bunch of different forms, right? So, like, you know, Cooler was not supporting RILLDO, Janemba was not. So that was good. I'm glad we got a rotation of no support in there as well. Alright, so now we're over here on the Artificial Lifeform team. We are going up against a GT Hero category enemy as well. Wait, actually, is this Vegeta? Oh, damn it. Okay, hold on. Let me just quickly double check that this Vegeta is a GT. Because one of these, I keep getting them mixed up. One of these is Baby. I think this is Baby right here. Yeah, so this is not... It's so stupid. This is why... this garbage, man. This Vegeta that we're fighting is actually not a GT Hero category enemy. He's not. Because this guy is the SR that Dokkan awakens into Baby Vegeta. I hate that they do this, right? It's so stupid. So it's like you're going up against this GT Vegeta event, and it's like, guess what? Because we arbitrarily decided that we can't put categories on characters and then take them off when they Dokkan awaken, which is freaking stupid. It leads to situations like this, which is really dumb, where despite the fact that I'm going into an event to show RILLDO against a GT Hero category enemy, this first phase, or this is the second phase, isn't it? This is the second phase, not a GT Hero category enemy. Just absolutely asinine, right? Ridiculously, utterly, very stupid is what this is. Okay, so, I mean, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I guess with Super 17, RILLDO does link up fairly well. RILLDO is going to be really good with Super 17 as well, right? Because, again, we have all of these links right here. GT, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. RILLDO, of course, is giving that support type buff to Super 17, so that's just going to look really good. Now, again, keep in mind that this ridiculous dumbassness, this is not a GT Hero category enemy right here. So stupid. It's very dumb. Yep, 2.11. That's without any support on rotation right there. It's really dumb. Ugh. Like, because they did that, there's so many events. There's a lot of events where they use this, like, Vegeta right here, but he's not on Vegeta Family, he's not on things like GT Heroes, like those categories that, like, Vegeta units should have, he's not a part of. It's just, again, very dumb. I cannot stand that. Okay. And that's exactly why, like, the category nonsense does start to filter over and start affecting, like, other characters and stuff like that. So, again, very disappointing. Alright, now, I brought LR Baby on the team. We're probably going to hop right back in with this same exact team. Maybe we'll go against the GT Goku event. You know, using the same artificial life form. Well, the only problem is that it did take me like 10 minutes of resetting to find an Exchange Majin Buu friend, because despite the fact that Exchange Majin Buu's leader skill is actually still very good, Exchange Majin Buu is the worst Dokkan Fest in the last 2 years, easily. So, I mean, that does hurt. I mean, I would take Blue Kaioken Goku over Exchange Majin Buu. Like, Exchange Buu is just, he has nothing. He has no value whatsoever. Very bad. Besides his leader skill, right? Blue Kaioken Goku at least can do something besides his leader skill. He's got a good link set, right? You know, he has got the Spirit Bomb active skill. Exchange Buu just has nothing. It's like, yeah, at turn 8, he becomes passable. It's like, whoopee. Alright, so this is a really good rotation for RILLDO right here. We got Kid Buu, we have Super 17. Only links we don't have active are Thirst for Conquest as well as Metamorphosis. This is actually going to be potentially a very impressive turn for Super 17, too. Like, if Super 17 could probably finish Vegeta off fairly fast, depending upon how this goes. 3 mil for Super 17. He's not even anywhere close to being built up, too. I did have to get RILLDO in between. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I had to get RILLDO in between right there. And he's up to 3.45. Keep in mind that he is also super effective against all types, right? Because Vegeta was a GT Hero enemy. again, let me do one more run against another GT Hero enemy, since that one phase was stupidly not GT Hero, and then we'll finish up. Alright guys, so now we're going up against the GT Goku event. Oh, imagine this. GT Goku on the GT Hero category team. Very bizarre. Okay, sure. So this is a very good rotation for Rildo, right? We have almost all of his links active except for Thirst for Conquest and GT. Again, this is an actual GT Hero category enemy, so he's getting the extra 60% attack and defense. Super effective against all types, and he can also stun. Although the stun, I don't know where the stun is supposed to be good. Because, like, are there any Super Battle Road stages at all that have, like, GT enemies in there? Like, just off the top of my head, like, I can't think of it. Like, well, okay, yeah, okay. So there's, like, the, is it Android? I think Android, you fight some GT enemies. Like, I guess maybe if they made, like, Artificial Life Form or Terrifying Conqueror have, like, you know, GT Hero enemies sort of in their Super Battle Road stages when they might eventually get them, that could make sense. But for the most part, it's just, you know, that stun he does on there, like, I guess I'm not really complaining that he's got it, but it just doesn't seem that useful, right? I just can't really imagine there's too many situations where that's actually going to be very helpful, right? So, all right, we'll just get this little Goku out of here. Goodbye, bitch. We'll do one more rotation for our boy Rildo right here, and then we'll finish up. I feel like Rildo has looked very impressive throughout this entire video. I mean, like, look at this defense, because remember, Cooler's not supporting him in this situation right here. So, like, you know, 244k defense, and then he gets 50% defense on super attack. Imagine this Rildo as, like, a floating unit. Like this is like a floating unit on GT bosses, right? Imagine this Rildo as that, as a floating unit on GT bosses, covering your ass end right there, supporting the whole rotation, and then having 300k plus defense, right? Like, it's crazy. He's very, very strong. I might do a video just straight up taking him into the GT Legendary Goku event, you know, to see how powerful he's going to be. Because let's see, AGL, yeah, actually, yeah, STR units are going to work pretty good in that event, because the only AGL stage, like, it's so early on, right? The Super Saiyan 2 is the latest stage. After that, Rildo is going to be good. Now, you know, going up against, like, that Great Ape Goku, if he super attacks Rildo, Rildo's going to get his ass smacked, right? Like, don't get that twisted. But, you know, against normal attacks and stuff like that, Rildo's going to be fine the whole way through the event. And he is stacking attack as well. So, like, you know, in, like, some difficult event like that, we're going to see him build up that damage. And he is going to be super effective against all types also, right? So he's really going to be cutting a lot of damage up on Goku throughout that event. Rildo will definitely be very good in that event. But, all right, let's go and take a look at our boy Rildo's details. All right, so this is Metal Clad Foe, Meta Rildo. His leader skill is SDR type key 3 and 90% of stats. His super attack is the Deadly Metal Needles, which greatly raises defense for 1 turn to 50% defensive buff. He stacks attack permanently, does supreme damage to the enemy, and lowers enemy attack, which is, what, I think a 20% debuff for 3 turns. So, I mean, that's a very powerful super attack effect. I would say I think Rildo would be a lot better if he stacked defense and greatly raised attack for 1 turn instead. He'd be a lot better, but, I mean, he still is quite good. His passive skill, Infinite Metal, gives him 120% defense at the start of turn and then 120% attack on super attack. That is exactly the way you want that. You're going to get maximum damage by getting the attack buff on super attack, and then, you know, have, like, some support type units mixed in. One reason why the Dokkan Fest GT Goku and Vegeta do so much damage is that they get those orb buffs on super attack, right? And then by having defense at the start of turn, that's going to help Rildo out if you ever want to run him in slot 1, right? So that's the way you want it. Defense, start of turn, attack on super attack. Then he gives GT bosses category allies 2 key and 40% defense. That is good, but I do wish they would have just made him 3 key, 40% attack and defense. I mean, that extra 1 key and 40% attack does not make him OP. You know, it's just units released in 2021 are crazy, right? Like, you give that to Rildo, he's not better than Trunks and Goten. He's not better than Gohan and Goten, the ones that came out with this guy. So, there's no reason he can't have it. Then he gets an additional 60% attack and defense. He becomes super effective against all types, and then he gets a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy for 2 turns if there is a GT hero category enemy. But, you know, sometimes those type of passives, you know, we've already encountered some shenanigans with that, right? That Vegeta we fought. I mean, that would be the same issue for, like, Cooler, right? Because that Vegeta was not on Pure Saiyans. He was not going to be on Vegeta family. He's on a GT hero because he Dokkan awakens into Baby, right? And then finally, RILLDO has this. He recovers 5% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received. Now, that by itself, it's not really that impactful, but he does also have the Metamorphosis link, which is 5% HP regeneration. And then, like, if you're running him on Artificial Life Form, maybe you have, like, Buu Piccolo, maybe you have LR Buhan on there, right? Like, if you start... That ability, the little 5% HP regen at the end of a turn in which attack received, I've never really liked that much on characters I've got, like AJL Metal Cooler and stuff like that. But if, like, all of the characters on your team are healing, and he's just adding that to a pool of a bunch of other characters healing, that little effect does become pretty solid. But, like, if he's the only character on the team doing that, that doesn't really matter that much, right? Helpful, it's better than nothing, but not the craziest. The way, I think they could have bumped that up maybe to 10% HP, honestly. But, I mean, it's fine, right? Then his links, like, he has dude, his link set is crazy. Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis, GT, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. It's just insane, incredible. That link set, RILLDO's going to work with everyone. Super 17, Baby, Omega, Cooler, Turles, Bojack. Like, you just go down the line. He works good with all of them, right? Like, so that link set is going to help RILLDO out a lot, right? He has a really good link set. His 12 key multiplier is 140%, typical for units we can expect to see. And he is actually good in one... well, I mean, there's 2 EZAs that his categories could be used on. That's the Bio Broly Trio, Android 18, AGL Goten, and Physical Kid Trunks. And then the 2nd year anniversary Super Saiyan 4s, the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, the Kid Trunks in that Bio Broly EZA, he is physical, so RILLDO certainly could help. Like, if you're a global player, this RILLDO definitely can be good in there. Yeah, honestly, RILLDO would be fantastic in there, because, like, you could run RILLDO and Super 17 together. That would completely destroy that EZA to, like, stage, like, 75 or something like that, I think. Just Super 17 and RILLDO together, so RILLDO would be good in EZAs. Again, for these, like, in this portion of the video, for people that watch this part, I am going to be adding that in. What EZAs this character could potentially help out on. I mean, you could definitely run RILLDO in the Super Saiyan 4's EZA, right? But he doesn't have type advantage, so you probably don't want to run him. And then finally, our boy RILLDO, the weakest aspect of this unit is his very, very few category teams. That's what hurts him. And I mean, I feel like he would qualify for, like, Transformation Boost. Isn't RILLDO, like, the entire planet? Like, I feel like you could have... Like, doesn't he at one point, like, do, like, a Giant Form type thing? Like, I think Transformation Boost and Giant Form, you could have made the case for this guy being on. But he is on Artificial Life Form. He'll work really well on this team. What's funny is we need a new leader for this team. We were begging for a proper leader after Baby came out, and then we got Exchange Buu, and that unit sucks so bad. Like, it's just such a terrible unit, right? And it's like, the only... So what do you do? what do you do? Like, we need another Artificial Life Form leader, man. Hopefully the Dokkan Fest Baby, if he was, like, Inhuman Deeds and Artificial Life Form or something like that would be a really good team. So that would be sick. Then RILLDO is also over here in Terrifying Conquerors, obviously a fantastic team. RILLDO is a nice addition to this team, right? Because Baby is on here. Super 17 is not on Terrifying Conquerors, right? No, he's not. But running RILLDO and Baby together definitely does work. And then finally, RILLDO's on GT Bosses. Currently, GT Bosses is sort of a dead team, but the fact that they added this category, they're going to support it. They didn't just add this here to just sit there, right? They're going to be supporting the hell out of that. We already have seen it on JP where the LR Shadow Dragons have come out, and I'm expecting a lot more power, right? Because we've only got one summonable LR right there. I mean, there's a lot more coming to this GT Boss category. Don't worry about that. So, let me know what you guys think of our boy Metal RILLDO, full level 10 links. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.